Hey, welcome. Week 8, I guess, has been a productive week. We've got all the bills assigned, the House bills, working through committee process and going well. The budget transparency has been well received by almost everyone except our governor. I heard that he was not too fond of what we came up with in the Oklahoma City Chamber event today. And I honestly don't know if he understands what we did, because he's saying we overspent. We were well under the amount. We spent a lot of one-time money. I do appreciate the fact that he acknowledges that we created a transparent process that's unprecedented. But we also spent well within our means and spent down some of the cash that's non-recurring that many in the building are trying to use as a source to be able to cut taxes on a long-term basis. So it's a little frustrating to hear what he said there, but like I said, I don't know if he's misinformed or intentionally talking about that in a way that's not genuine. So open it up to any questions people may have.
Are you working with the speaker on this border bill, the immigration bill?
So the Attorney General was kind enough to give me a brief heads up before he did his announcement, and I told him I was willing to work with him. I haven't seen any language yet to make an assessment. I know the speaker's drafting something up. I have not seen that yet.
You said you had a brief. Would you like more prep time?
No, that wasn't a criticism of the Attorney General. That was a genuine, I appreciate that he's always been willing to communicate before he does anything publicly so we don't get cut off guard. That was a genuine, I appreciated it. That was not a underhanded compliment or anything.
Confirmations, I don't believe have really begun yet. Is that planned for April or after filing?
Yeah, we'll do that later in session. Some still roll in. They have until, I think, May 1st at midnight to be able to submit things. And a lot of times in previous administrations and this one, we see a lot rolling in that last time. So in order to not just have a herky-jerky approach and a more methodical approach, we delay that.
So that's more likely to be in May than...
More, yes. We don't have a definitive date, but I would assume it'd be after May 1.
I think the governor said a couple weeks ago that he certainly is looking at being involved in some legislative races. And my understanding is maybe that has raised some eyebrows in your caucus. So is that unusual? What would be your reaction to his?
I assume he's going to come out and try to defeat me. Let him know I'm term limited.
Do my best.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very unwelcome if he tries to take out members of our caucus, and I know there's strong rumors to that end that he is seeking to take out good members of the Republican caucus, and that would be not received well inside this building, nor would it be received well outside of this building. And even though I'm termed out, I will do everything I can outside of this building in a non-official capacity to help my colleagues who are really making a difference in Oklahoma. It's a shame that if he's even thinking about that, because that would actually put him on a worse footing with the Oklahoma Senate than he already is.
There was a bill that passed through House Judiciary Committee today. Both you and Representative Eccles, the Oklahoma Survivorship Act.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about why you are running that bill and what your goal is to accomplish with that?
Yeah, Oklahoma unfortunately leads the nation, number 2 or 3 normally in domestic violence deaths, women who experience domestic violence. And there are people who have committed crimes, have been found guilty of taking it out on their perpetrator, the perpetrator of that domestic violence. And just in the sentencing phase, to be able to allow largely women, it's not only women, but largely women who've been victims of domestic violence, the ability to protect themselves. We want that to be taken into account on the sentencing side. I didn't know it had passed through the judiciary, so that's good news.
Can you go over and follow up on Trace's question? Why are some of the reasons you believe the governor would work to take out members of your caucus?
This is a very small community when it comes to the political world. I know he's fairly new to it, but all of us talk. And so and it's an even smaller group of people who fund these ventures. And we've heard from people who've been hit up by his operation to go after our members, and that's not well received.
Could be over the vetoes from last year, or what?
I'm not his spokesperson. I don't know why he'd go after us. They're good, solid members. We've ended abortion in Oklahoma. We've cut taxes. We eliminated the grocery sales tax. We gave school choice. We've hit all the highlights that the governor espouses are beliefs of his, but we haven't done it in the exact manner that he wants us to, I guess. I don't know. I can't venture to guess it. It's a very stupid move if he really is doing it, if the rumors are true.
And I apologize not knowing bill numbers off the top of my head, or even if you have one, so if you do, and please let me know. We hear a lot of discussion. I think the House has sent something over on the initiative petition process. I know, that kind of comes up every year, and I think we often ask you at the beginning of session, and then it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. It's clearly been lost in my shuffle. Do you think the process needs to change? Is the threshold high enough? You're getting ready to not be in the Senate and not have the ability to file language. So if in a decade you felt like you needed to do something, how do you view the process right now? And what might we see this session?
I know the House has sent us some initiative petition related bills. I'm not real familiar with what's in them at this point. I haven't been super engaged on it. The right to petition your government, the right to amend the Constitution is one that is enshrined in our Constitution. It's pretty deeply held belief by Oklahomans that they want to retain that ability. I've always thought that if you're going to amend the Constitution, you should have a higher threshold, just personal belief of mine. Because I think if you're going to change the statutory language, having a simple majority vote makes sense. But if you're going to enshrine something in the Constitution, I think you should have a higher threshold, just like we do on bonds or State Question 640 related things. I've never actually pursued legislation to that end. It's just been a thought I've had. I'll have to look at the merits or lack thereof of the bills that come through. I know there's been frustration by some about votes on Medicaid and marijuana and all that, but I respect, even if I disagree with the outcome, I respect the outcome of a vote held by the people. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep, thank you.